The Russian embassy was opened in Gaborone in 1976, 6 years after the diplomatic relations had been established. And this year, in August, our embassy and we celebrated the 40th anniversary. Goals of the embassy are determined by Russian law and international legal instruments such as the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations of 1961. The main objective is to promote bilateral ties between Russia and Botswana in various fields, which means working with governmental authorities, with business community, with non-governmental organization, and educational institution, and so on and so forth. The mission exchanging information with them on what is going on in Botswana in terms of political activity, economic development, social life, and other spheres. We also engage in the work on expanding legal infrastructure, legal framework of cooperation, creating agreements, memoranda, and other international documents. A very important function of any embassy, including ours, is to protect our citizens, Russian citizens in Botswana, champion their lawful rights and extend help if they get in trouble. In Botswana, in this country, luckily these cases are very rare. At the same time, the embassy carries out the whole range of consular functions, including issuing visas for local people, for local citizens who want to visit Russia, as well as for the local for the citizens of the said countries who are residing here in Botswana. Russian ambassador to Botswana is also accredited to the Southern African development community as the special representative. Thus, the embassy closely interacts with the SADC headquarters, with the SADC secretariat in Gaborone. As you know, Russia-Botswana relations are traditionally friendly. We have a number of areas of cooperation, some of which, however, are yet to be developed. To begin with, there is no Botswana embassy in Russia. And the ambassador accredited in the Russia Federation permanently resides in Stockholm, Sweden. It is, however, admitted in the Botswana Foreign Ministry that the question of opening a resident mission in Moscow is ripe. One of the reasons for such a decision is the fact that over 300 Botswana nationals are currently residing in Russia. These are mostly students who chose our country to receive higher education. Some of them, by the way, are admitted under the program of the Russian government scholarships. In June this year, 2016, Memorandum of Understanding between the two Ministries of Education was signed, providing for the extension of annual scholarship quota up to 30 people. The most required specialties in our country are medicine, engineering, and agriculture. Moreover, many Botswana students are studying at the Russian universities on a self-sponsored basis, and these universities, I mean Russia universities, are gradually becoming more attractive in terms of affordability and quality. Economic cooperation between Russian and Botswana business sectors is still lagging behind, and the scarce presence of Russian investors in the country can probably be explained by factors such as shortage of information, lack of convenient transportation, and established patterns of interaction between our two countries. However, the embassy makes efforts to enhance ties between the two countries and between the private businesses of the two countries. Together with our Botswana partners, we organized last year, November last year, a Russia-Botswana business forum, which gathered representatives of the 7 Russian companies, including such majors as Alrosa, Gazprom Bank, and Rostec. Russia and Botswana, as you probably know, being two main players of the rough market, diamond market, that possess all key ingredients to glue partnership in this sphere. Russian joint stock company Alrosa, a global leader in rough diamond production, has already been prospecting for diamonds in this country in a joint venture with British Botswana Diamonds. Diamond exploration in Arapa and Gope areas is currently underway, and recent findings indicate good prospects for boring. As our poet Vladimir Mayakovsky said, very huge. Russia and Botswana each boast rich wildlife and nature, possess well-established and well-developed tourism industry. Together we can explore ways of forging direct links to develop mutually beneficial cooperation in these areas. In March this year, the Minister of Environment, Wildlife and Tourism, Honorable Chikere Hama, met with the Minister of Natural Resources and Environment of Russia, Sergei Donskoy, in Moscow. It was agreed to work out a memorandum of understanding between the two ministries on environmental protection. Its draft is now being discussed with the Botswana specialist experts. Another memorandum of understanding on cooperation between the ministries of healthcare is almost complete. After conclusion, which is, we hope, will be quite soon, the document will pave the way to exchange programs for medical specialists, organization of workshops, seminars, and creating a joint working group on healthcare. Another promising area is telemedicine. Russia's national agency of the telemedicine is interested in telemedicine system designed specifically for Botswana. The specialists from this agency visited some days ago Botswana in order to discuss this issue by the Botswana authorities in this sphere. This means bringing medical services to remote and scarcely populated areas of this country where people don't have access to healthcare facilities. Besides, there are several possible projects based on inter-university partnerships in the field of nuclear research and telemedicine. I mean, first of all, cooperation and university partnership with the Botswana University, UB, here in Gaborone, and will be used in the sphere of nuclear research, be used in Palapia. And by the way, the education minister, Ms. Doe, visited in June this year. She visited this institute United Institute of Nuclear Researchers in Dubna, a very famous institute by the membership of more than 50 countries, in order to discuss the cooperation in this sphere. I mean in the sphere of nuclear research, and with the participation of these two partners, BUST and Russian United Institute of Nuclear Researchers in Dubna. Dubna is Moscow region, not far from Moscow. Yes, without saying that we as embassy, Russian embassy, are encouraging our investors to come to invest and to take part into diversification of the Republic of Botswana. As I said, the embassy has been playing an important role in maintaining burgeoning relations between Russia and Botswana. Over time, our bilateral ties have become more solid and diverse, which entail tasks for our governments, two governments, and for the embassy. We shall continue to expand our cooperation in various sectors and various areas, and extend support to Botswana in its developmental efforts, and especially in the sphere of diversification of the industry and economy. I am convinced that the deepening of our partnership, following by the time-tested principles and traditions of friendship, equality, and mutual respect, makes Russia and Botswana stronger, prosperous, and resilient to all sorts of challenges. Yeah. What brings our countries closer is the common commitment towards ensuring stability and security in the world, sustainable development, and international peace. As Botswana proudly has celebrated 50 years of independence this year, I wish well-being and prosperity to the citizens of this remarkable country in the following 50 years.